Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Montana and today's video is a post-leg day stretch video. So this video is made especially for my bodybuilders, women and men who love to work out and love to go to the gym, but absolutely hate stretching. This video is created so I can guide you through the stretches and help you do those things that you don't want to do. Holding stretches for 1 minute, doing dynamic stretches. I can assure you that if you do this video on a regular basis, your squats are going to get better. You're going to feel amazed at what mobility does for you in the gym. The things you're going to need 2 blocks or 2 books, anything to help prop you up whenever you're having trouble getting into those really difficult stretches. These are going to be your best friends. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do is begin with dynamic movement. I know you're thinking, Montana, we already did our workout, but it's really good to warm the muscles up before you hold them in a stretch. So let's just do a couple of squats. Up and down, not too quick, not too slow. We're working on mobility in the hips. That's it. 5, let's do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go to the bottom of your Buddha squat. So just go where it feels uncomfortable. We're gonna hold here. Flex your muscles and give yourself a little resistance. So you shouldn't be bottomed out in the bottom of your stretch. You're kind of fighting the stretch. So you're lifting the hips up and you're creating resistance and you're building heat. You're gonna be here for 30 seconds. So push, push, push. Push through the balls of your feet and push through your heels. Press, 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 press. That's it. I can feel burning in my thighs. I know you can too, because if you watch this video, I'm sure you just did leg day. That's it. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press, stand all the way up, press your hips forward, and then come all the way down to the bottom of your Buddha squat. We're here for 1 minute. Let me help you get adjusted. When you come into Buddha squat, if it's too much for you, if it's just like, oh my gosh, this is so painful, you can always take your block and set your block underneath your booty, right? So we're holding here for 1 full minute. So you want to be uncomfortable, but not painful, right? You want to feel like, okay, that's stretching. This is going to be tough to hold for 1 full minute, but it's not excruciating. So you can turn your block to a shorter level, like this, or you can turn it to a higher level. If you need to take a break, go ahead and take a break. Take your elbows, press the knees away, opening up the hips, okay? Press them out. Ultimately, you want to make sure your back is nice and straight. I see a lot of my bodybuilders, they're kind of hunched over. They can't get the back straight. Just do the best you can. Try to focus on a straight spine. More than the depth, the posture is most important. So nice straight spine, find your edge. We're almost there. Stay with me. If you're having problems with the flexibility in your ankle, you can always roll up a towel and you can place a towel underneath your heels for a little bit of support. We have 5 more seconds. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift all the way up, press your hips forward. Let's just take 5 squats. All the way to the bottom of your Buddha and up. Down and up, so that's 4. We want mobility in our hips. 3, 2, 1. Drop all the way back down to the bottom of your Buddha squat. Wiggle into it. Do you feel a little bit more open this time, or is it more difficult for you this time? We're here for 30 seconds. Stay with your breath. Inhale deep through the nose, and then exhale, sigh out through the nose. Breathing is very important in stretching. If you can learn to control your breath, you can help to relax the muscles and you can help to stretch the muscles. I know stretching can be pretty intense. Sometimes it feels like a workout, but if you can help those muscles to relax, you're letting your body know, hey, it's okay. I want you to open up. I want you to find length here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand all the way up. Press the hips forward, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna turn forward. Meet me in this forward position, and then we're just gonna rotate to the left. Drop your right knee down and come to a low lunge position. You can put your hands on your hips. We're gonna lean forward to get a nice stretch in the hip flexor. You can take your 2 blocks here. If you wanna keep your hands on the blocks, go ahead. If not, you can put your hands on the hips. We're gonna alternate. So back, hinging at the waist to a half split, and then come forward. 4 more of those. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, toe goes up, hips drop to your heel, bend forward. I lost count. I think that's 2. Last one. We're gonna meet in half split. So your toe is up, your knee is straight. Your hips are dropping towards your heel, but don't dump into it, okay? That's where the blocks come in handy. Keep a flat back and hinge at the waist. So as long as your back is flat, you're in proper alignment. If you start hunching like this just to get closer, that's not right, okay? So keep your back straight, keep your shoulders straight, keep your shoulders back, proud through the chest, toe pointed up, hinge at the waist. We're here for 1 minute. I'm sorry, I know you're tired of these 1 minute holds, but if you need to come out of it, go ahead. This is just like lifting weights. You know, if you can't finish a set, you have to stop, you take a little break, and then you come back. So that's what I'm here for, is to help you stick with it as long as possible, but take a break if you need. Come down. Take it as deep as you can. We're almost there. Breathe. Remember, controlling your breathing, controlling your heart rate helps your muscles relax. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rotate forward, come to low lunge. Nice straight back. Push your shoulders back, look up. Let's take 5 alternating. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Press your blocks down and go ahead and come to a seated straddle position. In your seated straddle, don't worry about how wide your legs are. If you need to draw your legs in a little bit more, that's totally fine. So you want to make sure your toes are pointed up and that your knees are on the mat if possible. So you don't want to have them like this. You want to have them down. Nice flat back. Bring your legs together if the knees aren't down. Next thing, you want to have a nice straight back and you want to tilt your hips forward. So if your pelvis is a bowl, you're tilting the bowl like this so water would spill out at the front, just like that. Now gently begin to, with a flat back, walk your hands forward. Just until you start feeling the stretch, okay? Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. So we're gonna do tiny little pulses or push-ups here. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, very good. 3, stay with me. 2, and 1. Press all the way back up, and with your exhale, walk your hands out in front of you. Don't worry, we're not holding this one for 1 minute. This one can be a little intense. So we're gonna go for 30 seconds. The same rule applies. Nice, straight, flat back. If you have a flat back, press your body down. You can get your chest to the mat. You can get your stomach to the mat. But the most important thing is keeping that flat back. Make sure the knees are down and the feet are flexed. We're here for 20 more seconds. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, seal the lips inside out through the nose. Just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale deep through the nose. Exhale, relax inside out through the nose. With each exhale, relaxing deeper into the pose and giving your body permission to open up. Exercising your mind-body connection. With your next inhale, begin to walk your hands back up. Kind of give the knees a little shake, shake out the stiffness, and then let's take it to the other side. Stand all the way up, turn the other way, drop the left knee down, and lean forward and back. Now once again, if you need the blocks, go ahead, forward and back. For 2, we're going to take 5 of these, so we have 3 more left. That's 3, 4, last one, 5. So once again, we're holding here for 1 minute, toe pointed up, flat back, hinging at the waist. You should feel a nice stretch in the hamstring. And stay with your breath, 1 minute here. Like I said, if the 1 minute is like, oh my gosh, this is so extreme, you can always like go forward into a low lunge and then come back into the half split. You can make this your own practice, but I encourage you to try to stay for the 1 minute. That's how we get better, that's how we gain flexibility. You can also begin to feel yourself get more flexible. If you're holding here for 30 seconds, after 30 seconds, you might be able to go just a little deeper. You'll be surprised what your body does when you're patient with it. We have about 15 more seconds. Very good. Keep that nice flat back. Use your props. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease your way back up into the low lunge position and back. That's 4, 3, 2, last one, and 1. Our next pose is going to be pigeon pose. I know this is a favorite of a lot of people, but I know it's a struggle sometimes to get your hips square. So let's focus on pigeon pose. Take your left leg forward, match your left ankle to your right wrist, your left knee to your left wrist. The goal here is to have our hips squared to the mat. So you're feeling a stretch back here. If you're struggling to get your hips squared to the mat, you take your block and you put it underneath your right hip. So you're kind of resting on that block, but you still want to be able to feel the stretch in your hip, in your glute. So whatever is comfortable for you, just make sure the hips are squared onto the mat. You can also put the block under this left glute if you want, but I like it under the front hip. Now, when you're comfortable, begin to walk your hands out in front of you. If you want to come to a forearm pigeon, that's totally fine. Whatever's comfortable for you. We're here for 1 minute. Breathe here. As we're in this pose for a minute, I'll continue to give you options. You can walk your hands all the way out in front of you and just totally relax your pigeon. Or perhaps that would be a goal for later towards the end of the 1 minute. You can take your props and you can prop yourself up. So one block can go under the hip, the other block can go here under the elbows. I do this sometimes when I really have a hard leg day. Your body's just so tight, it doesn't want to open. So don't be worried about using the props, or if one day you feel really flexible and the next day you don't. It's unfortunately not a linear journey. It goes up and down. I'm sure it's that way with weightlifting as well. What we can do one day, sometimes we just can't do the next. And it's so frustrating, but that's life. We have about 5 more seconds here. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So let's just switch out our pigeons. Take your right leg and take it to the other side. You'll be able to see a little better how I'm modifying on this hip. So I see a lot of people who just, their legs out like this, and they're really struggling to get over. And you can take your right heel, pull it in towards your groin. That's gonna make it easier. And then take a block or pillow, whatever you need to, and then help prop this side up. But really focus, square the hips, square the hips. You're probably tired of me saying that. Square the hips. Now, if you are very bendy, and this is just like, oh, this is so easy, you can always take your right leg out in front of you, and that's gonna really increase the stretch. I'm not gonna do that today. And then walk your hands out in front of you, whatever modification you wanna take. We're here for 1 minute. This is one of my favorite stretches. I also want to make you aware of the right knee. If you're getting a really strong pinching sensation in the right knee, definitely back off. We don't want to tear anything in the knee. Those really tiny internal ligaments take a little bit more time to stretch. Can't force them. So always back off if you feel like you need to. And I never want you to feel like you're stuck in a stretch. So find your edge, and as you continue to do this, you're gonna know when, okay, hey, I think something's tearing, or that hurts so good feeling. We have 10 more seconds. This last 10 seconds, see if you can walk your hands out. See if you can fully relax your pigeon. You're probably thinking, Montana, that does not feel good. That does not feel relaxed. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Walk yourself back up. Okay, so last one. I like to do this one against a wall. This next exercise is specifically for the quads, and there are several ways to do this, but I feel like using the wall is the best way. So put whatever you need to underneath your knee, because it is going to be a little painful on the wood floor. I put a block just because I think that's easier. And then lift up, take your right leg in front of you. Make sure your knee is stacked over your ankle. And then just begin to press the glute back into the heel. You're going to feel a nice stretch in the quad, a stretch in the hip flexor. We're going to be here for 30 seconds. Hold and hold. This is always the most difficult thing for me to do because my quads always take over during leg day. No matter what I do, my glutes are so lazy, and so my quads are extremely sore the next day. We're here for 15 more seconds. Hold. We're almost there. You guys got this. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Come forward. You can lean on something. I'm using my blocks to kind of just rest. This is a resting place. Whatever's comfortable for you. You don't have to have any extreme counter stretch here. Or you can even take your foot all the way down from the wall if you want to. Just here for 5 more seconds. Come back to breath. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press back up. We're here for 30 more seconds. If you're feeling extreme pinching in your knee, back off. Sometimes if you don't get your knee placed correctly on the floor, on the ground, it can be very sensitive. If that's the case, just come out, reposition your knee, and then come back into it. We're here for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's switch it out. This is our last stretch of the day. You guys got this. Take it up. Come into position. I'm going to pull my knee away from the wall just a little bit this time. And then press back. Nice flat back. Feeling that nice stretch in the quad. 30 seconds here. You always have the option, if you want to be a little bit more dynamic, to go alternating down and back, down and back. But for today's lesson, we're just going to do a hold. We have 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come out and rest for just a moment. I know for a lot of you guys, stretching, the feedback I get about stretching is that it's very boring. Press yourself back up into the wall, 30 more seconds, hold here. So I know in the beginning stretching may seem boring, but after a while it becomes addicting, just like weightlifting. You get so addicted to feeling good, you get so addicted to feeling open that you won't want to miss stretches. I actually started off loving to lift, and I did CrossFit, all of these things, and then now I've come full circle. I'm a huge yogi, and I love stretching. I could stretch all day. So just develop your love and passion for feeling flexible and open. 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way back down. That was our last stretch of the day, but just for fun, stick with me for a second, and let's do one more Buddha squat. Squat all the way down with me, and just see how you feel. Do you feel more open in the Buddha squat after holding it 1 minute, working your legs out? I always like at the end of the day to come into a pose and see how it felt versus how it felt the first time. So that's it for today. Thank you guys for being with me. I hope you feel flexible and open, and I hope you choose to do this workout or this leg stretch every time post leg day. Bye. See you next time.